Hello everyone, Armored Guy here. As you may now know, I'm a huge JoJo fan. However, recently, upon rewatch, there's a certain part that has bothered me the most while watching. So today I'm here to talk about it by taking it one episode at a time and dissecting my issues. Okay, so this is episode 2 of Dissecting Stone Ocean. So today we're going to be talking about the second episode of the anime, which is called Stone Free. Fitting name. Okay, so let me clear something out of the way real quick. I wouldn't say I'm very nitpicky, but during this series it is going to seem that way. I am going to be a little nitpicky about things, alright? And the reason why specifically for part 6 is because to me, part 6 has the most issues. To me, it constantly has an issue, and because of that, it makes issues more noticeable. Because you feel like it's like, alright, well, when are they going to stop making issues? You know, when is it going to stop? So I just want to put that out there. Without further ado, let's hop into it. It starts off with the prisoner warden. I believe his name is Loco Barocco. And he's giving out some general prison rules. After the speech from Loco Barocco, Jolyne goes to her cell and meets her prison bunk, Gwes. Gwes freaks out like a maniac at like every little thing Jolyne does, and just pretty much is absolutely insane. As Jolyne heads to bed, she thinks of her parents and the crazy situation she's in now. Gwes wakes her up in the morning, apologizing for her actions that morning, and gives her the stone arrow pendant and says there's no picture of her parents inside. Gwes starts being an asshole at lunch though, and Jolyne finds the photo of her parents in the cafeteria trash, which makes her suspicious. We then see Gwes being insane and harassing and tormenting someone whom she shrunk down and stuffed in a bird. Jolyne snatches the bird from her and finds the remains inside of someone. Jolyne realizes that Gwes got an ability from the arrow, and then suddenly realizes she's smaller, which means Goo Goo Dolls must have touched her from behind. Gwes catches Jolyne and makes her wear a rat skin suit while tormenting her and treating her like a pet. Gwes then wants Jolyne to sneak in the control room and deactivate the prison locks so they could break out, since Gwes can't shrink herself. As Jolyne successfully gets in the control room, she starts getting larger as she's farther away from Gwes. Jolyne is able to escape the control room and starts trying to head back to Gwes when she is attacked by Goo Goo Dolls. Goo Goo Dolls breaks her string, which hurts her hand. Jolyne is able to punch Goo Goo Dolls, and then Gwes appears. Gwes says she got the stone arrow from Hermes. Gwes then drops the stone pendant and tricks Jolyne by shrinking her and pushing her past a restricted area. Gwes calls for the guards and a jailbreak alarm is sounded. Gwes then gloats about her victory when Jolyne suddenly punches her through the bars by threading her string through the gaps. She then beats the shit out of Gwes. Jolyne forces Gwes to shrink her down so she can get past the bars, and she does. The guard returns to find no one in the restricted area. The guard only saw her back, so he doesn't know her face or prisoner number. It ends off with Jolyne thinking about her dad, as we see a beaten up Gwes in the top bunk. Okay, so solid, decent episode. Let's talk about some issues I have. So, first of all, I'll say not many for this episode, but I do want to talk about how Gwes is just like absolutely insane. Which is not necessarily a problem in itself. I don't think this fight was necessary because although Gwes is an interesting character, she doesn't have much prevalence in the part. I would have rathered it maybe be something like she becomes a Jobro or something like that, because I feel like that would give more reason to this fight. Her motivation is lackluster. She just wants to torment Jolyne. But and then decides to use her to try to escape. But at the same time, it just seems a lot of it, just doesn't seem to matter after this fight happens. We do get some quests later on, but nothing major or majorly important that we couldn't have worked around. However, that's not really that's just more of a writing or plot critique in my opinion. That's not really a plot hole or issue that I think is really a big deal. So, yeah. I also don't like how I don't really like when abilities are reused. I think if you're gonna reuse ability, though, for it to work, you have to change it enough. Like, for example, I don't mind the hand in Cream, because I think that's really interesting. Where one's the Void and one's erasing space, but Cream, he has to go inside Cream to become the Void Ball, and so he cannot see where he's going. With the hand, I feel like being able to see where you're going is a little different, and there's also other uses like pulling yourself somewhere or dragging someone closer or just straight up erasing shit. I think that adds a bit more utility to the stand. With Goo Goo Dolls, it's just Little Feet from Part 5, which I enjoy, except here, she can't shrink herself. It's just a worse Little Feet. Oh yeah, and not to mention the victim also gets larger the farther away from Gwess they are. So, it's just Little Feet, but not as strong. Finally, Goo Goo Dolls attacks Jolyne because it thought Jolyne was ditching the suit, right? What I don't understand is how stands work sometimes. I do, but I also don't. And this isn't a Part 6 issue necessarily, this is more JoJo as a whole sometimes. So, I understand that a stand is a manifestation of its user's soul and will and all that, right? But sometimes they act like separate entities, where it's the stand has a mind of its own. And I can understand to an extent, but I would like some clear boundaries on what that is. Because it seems I guess it just varies from person to person, but it seems as though Gwess has absolutely no, hardly any control over Goo Goo Dolls, except she does at the same time because she was able to make it shrink Jolyne multiple times, and making it tap her. And then it had, I don't know if Goo Goo Dolls or Gwess decided to have Goo Goo Dolls just stay inside the rat suit with Jolyne, because that's what's revealed, but it seems that she does have control. However, Goo Goo Dolls then just acts on its own. It starts attacking Jolyne when it thinks she's ditching the suit, and I feel like that could have been, I just want more clear-cut rules on these kind of things. But again, this is not a Part 6 issue by itself. I feel like this whole stand I guess partial control really started happening after Part 3, if I remember correctly, but where how much control you have over your stand varies a lot. And I guess I can understand this for new users, but it doesn't, but Jolyne seems to have it fine. So we just doing the archetype of where the protagonist just figures out everything real quickly and is fine. If so, I'm not a huge fan of that. But alas, that's another episode of Dissecting Stone Ocean done. If you enjoyed, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing. Honestly, would help a lot. I would like to get this to as many people as I can. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see all of you in the next episode of Dissecting Stone Ocean. Peace.